Hey, welcome back. So now we're going to look at the BJJ breakdown in the Nate Diaz, Tony Ferguson fight, which I had messaged you. It's a great fight, blah, 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 but there's no jiu-jitsu.
Yeah,
and I think
while during the fight was going on,
there's like no jiu-jitsu.
my professor was
She's
like, bro, like this is sad, man. There's no jiu-jitsu. I said, bro, it be like that sometimes.
Yeah.
It just happens, man. These, they're two guys that they have really good grappling, but they also love to bang, man.
Yeah.
Nate Diaz and Tony Ferguson, they love to get in there and get gritty and get dirty and throw hands. So I was not surprised that for a long period of, and honestly, that fight would have gone the whole way with no jiu-jitsu if Tony did not shoot that takedown.
Right.
Because Nate wasn't going to try to take him down.
He did shoot a really sloppy attempt at a double leg before that.
Yeah.
He shot it. He backed his hips up. He's like, okay, no. And I don't know if he already anticipated. I don't know if that helped Nate Diaz kind of, set up the guillotine. Yeah. But
that's Nate's thing, man. He's caught people with that so many times.
Yeah.
He does that so well.
It was pretty epic. So those of you that don't know, it was a basic guillotine, just basically wrapped his arms around. And he had a head and arm, actually, but he released it and caught it. Did you notice that?
Oh, really?
Yeah, so when he first got taken down, he caught him like this, got his hand out, grabbed his glove, and picked up. Yeah, from what I remember.
I think you're correct.
From what I remember.
So why would you let go of a head and arm?
Some people, so I get it. I get it because a lot of people don't let go of the head and arm because the head and arm is a more conservative guillotine because it prevents you from defending.
Yeah.
But I get the finishes way more outside the arm, and it's a preference for me.
You're not afraid of, like, when you start letting go, that they're gonna squirm out of there?
No, I want them to squirm because then they sweep themselves.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, squirm. So if you squirm, I just follow you, come up on top on mount, and I can still finish, or I just get mount.
Okay.
Or back.
Okay.
So I saw him do that, and immediately I understood, like, oh, okay, he's going for the finish. Because if I don't get it locked in as much, it's not as tight, but the guy can't defend as well. So then that's when you use it more to sweep. But because I saw him come back out, grab, and you're right, I heard you say it earlier, he didn't do a high elbow. Mm-hmm. He stayed low elbow, but he used it like a lever crank. So basically, a lot of people think the guillotine is a squeeze, like you just squeeze, but you don't. You actually just pull this up like a lever, like you pull it.
And can you describe specifically why that works?
Yeah, because it closes the gap of where your forearm meets their trachea, where all of this is meeting their carotid arteries. This is closing in. So rather than gas your arms out and flex and nothing is closed, like nothing is closed there, I'm relaxed. So now I can squeeze, right, or hold much longer without gassing and without producing lactic acid. And then two, I'm closing the distance on that gap. So it's much easier. So look what happens to their neck.
Yeah.
So it's easy. Guillotines for me are really fun, right, because we could show them on the camera real quick. It's right here. So as I come up, you can make a blade or a fist. And if I have the arm, like I have it on this side, it's good, but it's not as powerful. Here, it's much powerful, so I can just come up and easily get a tap. And so if you guys practice that, you can see that. We had talked about it too. We said if Nate Diaz fought Chimaev, he was not gonna get him in a guillotine because Chimaev, his shots are like sweep singles. He comes all the way to the other side where you can't.
Yes.
And he's always ready to your back.
He does.
So I didn't see him getting guillotined. The only thing I saw him getting submitted if he got submitted, which I really doubt would have happened if they fought, I think Chimaev would have probably destroyed him.
A triangle or something like that.
Triangle or a rear naked choke.
Oh, right.
And I don't think that it would have happened, but if it did happen, it
would probably be the same way he got Conor McGregor in a rear naked choke.
Right.
Boom, boom, hurts Chimaev. Chimaev takes a sloppy shot.
Right.
Gets him in a guillotine. Chimaev rolls over. He follows him to mount.
And then goes.
Boom, boom. Chimaev gives his back.
Yeah.
Maybe. It would be something like that.
Maybe. Even then, I don't see Chimaev tapping.
You probably have not. No. He'll just go to sleep.
He'll go to sleep.
He'll go to sleep. Chimaev is not going to tap to anybody.
So, which, I think the fight ended up working out better the way it was.
Dude, it was a much, much better deserved fight for Nate Diaz.
So exciting.
Because he would have just got crushed. He would have got mauled by Chimaev. And it would have not been a pretty sight.
No.
But this way, he gets to end his career in the UFC with a beautiful win against another legend of the sport.
He used jiu-jitsu.
He
praised jiu-jitsu in the end. He called out his coach, Cesar Gracie, who gave him the opportunity to train for free, be part of the family, and then eventually start his career in MMA. I remember when Nate was on Ultimate Fighter. That long ago. He wasn't even Nate Diaz. He was Nick's younger brother.
That's right.
That's how they knew him.
Yeah.
And they would share burritos because they couldn't afford to buy meals between. And they would do triathlons for fun. And then they brought in Hickson Gracie's son, right? Kron Gracie. So they were part of this like traditional group of people out of Cesar Gracie, just hardcore fighters. Gilbert Melendez, Jake Shields are all part of them.
Yeah.
And they would just train. So he showed jiu-jitsu. He praised jiu-jitsu and gave honored it with the way he ended. And he said he might be back. He said after he brands himself in whatever sport, which is probably going to be boxing. He said jiu-jitsu though. He said boxing, kickboxing, jiu-jitsu. But jiu-jitsu promotions don't pay nearly as well as boxing. You don't see Jake Paul going to IBJJF saying, hey, Gordon Ryan, let's go.
No.
So maybe
it's going to be boxing.
Yeah.
He's going to go try and box Jake Paul.
Yeah.
That's what they're all trying to do right now. There's big money there.
100%. I would do it too. Yeah. What was it? The same wrestler I talked about earlier. What was his name? I keep forgetting his name.
Ben Askren.
Ben Askren.
But you got over there and got KO.
Did you see him after the fight? He had
He
a
was
smile
happy.
ear to ear, grabbing his wife's hand. He's like, honey, let's go eat.
cares?
We just made $1 million,
Yeah.
you know? So at the end of the day, you're going to take care of your family, take care of yourself, and get paid, especially in a combat sport. And, good for him. I think he actually has done a great job building his brand. I think he ended that fight was like 209, which was crazy coincidence.
Insane.
The way it ended, it was just like, I think you said it best. It was like from a book, like a movie.
Yeah,
it
really looked like if you wrote the whole thing in a movie, it would get rejected because it's too unrealistic.
Right.
Like, it makes no sense how everything played out that way. Started off with Nate Diaz being led to the slaughter, literally. They put a hit out on Nate Diaz. Khamzat Chimaev was going to slaughter Nate Diaz and kick him out of the UFC, and Dana was going to be happy. And then Khamzat Chimaev misses weight, okay? And then they all agreed to the fight changes, all of them. How?
Yeah.
None of them said no. Literally, Kevin Holland, you're now fighting Khamzat Chimaev. Okay. Tony Ferguson, you and Nate are now fighting. Okay. Li Jingliang and Rodriguez, you guys are now fighting. Okay. What?
Yeah.
And then Nate chokes out Tony Ferguson at 2:09 of the 4th round.
Right. And there's no jiu-jitsu at this point.
Exactly.
It's a striking combination. He almost walks off. And then he does that shot, gets a guillotine. And I saw it, man. His head was in, like, he was done. From that setup, he was done. So.
Incredible, man.
It was, yeah. It was.
MMA is amazing.
It is.
It's fantastic.
It is. I was so excited. I was so excited. Because we got jiu-jitsu, right?
We got jiu-jitsu.
So not that if there's no jiu-jitsu, I'll still watch.
Yeah, we want jiu-jitsu.
We
want jiu-jitsu.
I want jiu-jitsu. So hope you all enjoyed that breakdown. If you guys train, you guys know exactly what we're talking about. And I would love to hear your feedback as well. And if you don't, leave a question in the comments. As always, please let us know what you like. And check out Henry's rolling footage coming out soon. He took gold.
I tried.
He beat up these 3 guys, did amazing. So he's being humble. And he actually took some time off before. It'll be good to do some of the breakdowns on your matches coming up.
I shall.
So any competitions you're gonna do soon?
Definitely New Breed.
New Breed?
Yeah.
Oh, that'll be a good one.
Take a large group of students and go try to win first.
Let's do it.
Yeah, definitely.
Take it as a team.
Yeah, and then at some point, I definitely want to do IBJJF, but
I think you do well.
Man,
I think you do well.
Bro. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. I just don't want to. I tell you this all the time, and I mean it. Like, I don't want to go out there and like not represent the jiu-jitsu you show here properly, because like you show like what you show works. You know, I just forget sometimes.
Yeah,
like in the moment, I'm like, man, Tony he's shown me this, and then I forget, and then I watch it back, and I'm like, oh my God, like I represent Team Cáceres. I don't want anybody to think, oh, that's the jiu-jitsu they teach over there. Like, it's better. Trust me, the jiu-jitsu here is fantastic, and I want to get to a point where I can really showcase that better. You know, so.
You have, man.
We'll see.
You have.
I don't know.
But I know I understand. You're chasing it, and we always have to chase it, no matter what.
Yeah.
And it's been a good influence too, having the guys in Charlotte like Lucas and really like teach us the details. The other thing too, and we won't talk about it this time, but another thing to look forward to: predictions for the ADCC this weekend.
Let's do it.
We should do it soon. If
Let's
you guys
do it.
don't know, ADCC is the biggest, like, grappling no-gi in the entire world.
Yeah.
It's in Vegas this weekend. We thought about going, but we ended up not going.
Yeah.
I'm sure we're going to regret it
Yeah.
later. But in the end, it's going to be fine. They're going to put on awesome matches. Our head coach was supposed to compete. He pulled out, which is fine. I'm sure he's got other goals
Yeah, there's
going
other
on.
things to do.
But it's going to be exciting. We can do predictions. And then we could do a breakdown of some of that stuff.
Yeah.
I think
Wanna
that'll
hang
be
out?
fun.
Wanna
Yeah.
hang out and watch it?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, for sure.
Beautiful.
So, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this stuff. I loved the last UFC. Showed a lot of jiu-jitsu. So if you have questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section. And as always, please subscribe, like Martial Minds videos. You guys know he's got some cool stuff. And we have some cool stuff coming forward too. So until next time, keep rolling.
Keep rolling.